ready? It's the Roundtable with me, Robert Bannon.
Welcome back, folks. How y'all doing? Happy Roundtable Tuesday. It's a random Tuesday night. I am not in front of the brick wall. I have decided to move the show right here into my living room in front of the Christmas tree to celebrate this Christmas moment. My man bought me this Christmas cardigan that I will be wearing tomorrow to my office Christmas party. And I want to celebrate the holidays with you on our 86th Roundtable as we almost hit 2 years together and we celebrate our last two shows of 2023. How y'all doing, everybody? I'm so excited to have you here. I don't know, some people were having trouble with the pre-show. My Darius was having trouble getting into the pre-show. Well, every day, usually, if my YouTube and Instagram works, you either can't hear me or it doesn't show up. You know, every single week at 6:30, we go live on Instagram. Robbie came on, and Robbie gave us a Christmas gift this year and told us that star of my big fat Greek wedding, Lainey Kazan, was arrested for stealing a rotisserie chicken. Now, this has nothing to do with today's show, but I am still stuck on the what? Lainey Kazan? Anyway, thank you, Robbie, for always classing up the joint. Hi, love bug. How's my baby? How are you? Oh, my sister-in-law is here. Look it's a party in a bag. That's because my brother must be at a Christmas party being with the PBA. Yes, Robbie Roselle was talking about Darius's boots. He said he was a fine-looking man. He was a keeper. And yes, and here is the tree. And this tree, decorated by Darius, by the way, is from my dad with love. There's my dog. And we are ready for the holidays here, and we're ready to celebrate with you with a big, giant holiday edition of the Round Table. Tony winner Stephanie J. Block is here, and platinum superstar Straight No Chaser, who you may recall them as being 12 Days of Christmas. That is the one and only Straight No Chasers. The two founders are here telling the story about how they got started and how you can go see them on tour and listen to their brand new album. Darius is a keeper. He sure is. I'm not letting him go anywhere. Nope. I was going to joke about him in the review the other day, but we'll get to that. And my brother's, Sean Bannon. Hello, Sean Bannon. How are ya? I love it. Hi, Lattes. You're going to be a part of the show in a minute, too. Yeah, doggies make it best. Hi, Nan, Max, and Daisy's mom. How are ya? What brings you here? I hope you're here for the Miss Block. Yes, he's a keeper forever. That's Hubs. So, are you ready to get started? Let's get started. Shall we? Let's get started. I want today, we're going to start with a question, and then I'm not prepared for because it took me too long. Are you ready for today's hot take before we get into the mess and debauchery of this whole entire evening? Because I have a lot to share with you. Here's the hot take of the day.
It's smoking.
The take of the day today. Hi, Christine. Thank you for watching our show virtually. We'll talk about it in a moment. The hot take, yes. Stephanie J. Block brings the people in. Her album's beautiful. I'm so happy you're here. The hot take question of the day is, what do you want for Christmas? What is your Christmas gift wish this year? Put it in the comments right there. Let's get these comments rolling. Let's get some what do they call it? Engagement. That's what the young people call this. Some engagement with the social medias of it all. Join me. Click, what do you want for Christmas? Tell me. We're going to scroll it on the bottom of the screen so that you can be up to date and comment. And then at the end of the weekend review, we will go over it. How about them apples? So let's get started, shall we? We had a big old week and it's a big old review. Take a peek. Yes, I had some fun times this week. It started last Sunday where I had the chance to sing at the Richfield Park tree lighting. It was almost like the pre-show to my Christmas show. And here's a clip of me in the pouring rain singing to our Roundtable friend Marie. You know Marie Lange, who was always here? Watch this clip. Take a peek.
You know Marie, let's go. Presents and cards are here. My world is filled with cheer and you. this Christmas.
You know, if I see a roundtabler out in the crowd or I see a friend, sometimes you just gotta sing right to them. This Christmas, not one of the 32 songs that made the Christmas playlist show, but I had my show at Chelsea Table and Stage, and I want to say thank you to my team and my band and my singers and my guests and my friends and family who showed up and out, and we had a big old blast of a time. And I am ready to hello, England. People love us in England. We have our friends in England. Hi, England. How you all doing? And heating up and having heating is a miracle. Oh, you live in a part of England that has no heat? Do you live in a castle? You know, I have a man who loves a castle. He loves a castle. His dream is to have his 40th birthday in a castle in London. We are royal. I think I'm the queen. Depends on the night. This is Robbie's fault. He started with me. I did. Oh, the bills. It's just the bills. I was picturing a big castle, drifty, haunted. But yes, bills are expensive. You know, it's an expensive thing. I hear you. Hang in there, my friend. Hang in there. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I hope we can warm you up with some laughs and some fun. What do you want for Christmas? I only see one answer. So I told Robbie it would be a simple show. And then a simple show turned into my band, 32 singers, 32 songs, 2 singers, 3 guests. And I'm in trouble. And it was just a joke, everybody, just a joke. And so we and we had a good old time with everybody here at the Chelsea Table and Stage. Let me take a peek of the fun. And there's a lot of pictures, so bear with me. Let's do it. Let's talk about the show. So yes, I did the tree lighting, and then this is the group of people that did the show. Ramiro, who plays guitar. There's Paige Davis of Trading Spaces. There's me. There's Robbie. There's our great drummer, who he's fantastic. We've never used him before. And there's my music director, Yaz. There's Lauren and Roger. There's Wes. There's Kevin Smith Kirkwood. What a crew of people for the holiday song. My beautiful, beautiful partner, my Darius. I can't thank him enough for packing the bags, getting my outfit together, making sure I was okay, meeting so many people for the first time. And he is absolutely a superstar. He is the most amazingly sweet and supportive and wonderful person. I could not be able to do this show without him. And I am so grateful. From decorating the tree to making a pot roast, he makes my life better every single day. I'm so proud of him. And I'm also so incredibly proud of my Mama Rose was there, and my friends Mike and his mom and his sister and my father, and who else was at the shenanigans, and my cousin Adrian and my Aunt Ellen, and my family from the New Jersey Performing Arts Center, and my friend Chris Camizzi and his girlfriend, and Andrea and Miss Ann, and all of the people, my coworkers at work. You all showed up. My ex-wife, my Bree, my students. You know, we had a party. Me and Robbie Roselle, that man is Santa. My friend Leslie, who was the first singing job I ever did when I was 12 years old. She got it for me. She was there. Lots of Lattes was here from Maryland. Yaz's son met Santa Claus. If you come to Jason Williams, who's got a great choir and is a great singer, who said, do I want to have a choir at the Pride Show? Simple Pride Show. Simple. Confetti cannons. My friend Carol and her husband Tom, Pamela and Ro, supporters of my music forever, and the whole crew. It was a party. We had a beautiful show, and thank you, Chelsea Table and Stage. Thank you, Kevin Smith Kirkwood, for tearing the place down with his amazing voice. Thank you to the incredible Paige Davis. She's such a star, and her voice is gorgeous. Thank you to my Yaz for playing the piano and making these charts. And yeah, we were ridiculous as you would expect the evening to be. It was magical. It was special. And I am so grateful. So grateful that I had pants that fit because Darius made me buy new ones. And you're all welcome. And I'm so grateful and that you all came out and showed up and out. You know, the next show is June 14th. I'm not going to promote it now, I promise you, but it is at 54 Below, and I'm excited for us to all be a part of it. So reserve the date. And Robbie has a show May 10th at 54 Below. So May 10th, June 14th, make sure you celebrate Pride with me. Come on down. It will be ridiculous, as you would expect it to be. What else happened this week? Well, in real life, I get to do fun things like that, but my man took a picture of me at the dollar store. That's more accurate. Like, that's what Robert Bannon's life is really like. Not what you see on Instagram, not what you see on stage. It's a dollar store and antler hat and dancing in the street. Yes. So thank you to me and Darius. We got our tree, which is up behind us. And we went and saw the tree in New York City as well. And I'm not kidding. The man gets up and makes pot roast. So I guess I have everything I need. So I'm grateful for that. What did you all say? What did you all say? Quality time with your husband, your kids, your grandkids, and your dogs, Max and Daisy. That sounds beautiful. I really love that. That's a beautiful answer. The heat, we take for granted so many things, and that's always a good reminder. And peace sure sounds good this year too. Hi, folks. If you want to still chime in, the more the merrier. I love an answer, and I appreciate you all. Let's keep it moving. Should we do? Oh, see, click the right buttons, Robert. Should we do a shameless plug? We sure shall.
'Cause I'm shameless.
Well, I don't have a Christmas show to promote anymore, but I do have a Christmas single. And if you had a chance to check it out or listen to it, it's streaming wherever music is heard. You can always go to my website, or you can go to Spotify or Amazon or wherever you listen to music. It is called Don't Save It All for Christmas Day. It's a cover of Celine Dion. Broadway World not only called Yaz, Robbie, and me the Mo, Larry, and Curly of Cabaret, but they said my voice is dreamy and velvety, and he does Celine proud. Now, I would never say that about me, but I was very grateful that they did. I'm very appreciative of this review. And it is amazing to me. What I think is that I have started this journey 8 years ago, and to have shows and people come and people listen to my music, it means so much to me. I'm so grateful for you. I don't take it for granted for 1 second. People spend their hard-earned money and their time to support me and my art. You're spending your time with me right now. You can be doing anything in the world and you're here with me. So I'm eternally grateful to you. And thank you so much for all the love and support you've shown me this year and every single year. And I promise to give you the best that I've got. And I'm grateful for that. And I'm really grateful as well to be nominated this year as well for the Broadway Cabaret Awards for Best Vocalist for the Rewind album as well. So if you go to Broadway World, and I know Christine already put in her vote, thank you for the votes. Thank you for the support. You have to be nominated by people in peers in your category, and I appreciate the nomination. And I'm just grateful to be able to sing. So if you want to listen and be a part of it all, make sure you keep up to date. Go to robertbannon.com and watch us here on the Roundtable every single stinking week. Next week is our last show before the break, and it will be with Julie Banco, who's currently starring in Harmony on Broadway, and she's talking about her Christmas EP. And Kalen Allen, you saw him on Ellen. You've seen him do acting. You've seen his music. Kalen Allen will be back to close out the year of the Roundtable with us. I can't wait. He's one of my favorite guests of all time. Thank you. Yes, take the time and vote for me, according to Christine. I appreciate you. They've had me in a category with Jennifer Holliday and Adam Pascal. So what? Janelle says, getting to the light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah, I hear that. You got that. One step at a time. 2024 is your year. All righty. So pretty exciting stuff, right? Pretty exciting stuff for everybody. I'm so grateful to have you all here for sure. Well, does anyone else have anything to say? I took up 15 minutes of your beautiful time. And I know some of you are here because we have the one and only Stephanie J. Block. Then Straight No Chaser is here. Then I'll show you a clip of me singing Oh Holy Night to send you off to a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year week until next week. You know what I'm saying? All right. Stephanie J. Block is a Tony winner. She was Cher. She was Liza. She was in 9 to 5. She's a movie star, TV star, and a Broadway amazing star. And she was in Into the Woods and in a million other shows in falsettos. And people love her. And the musical theater stands and fans are here. And I had a chance to sit with her in my 5th grade classroom at lunch the other day and hear about her brand new album. The dog's going crazy because Stephanie J. Block is here. Are you ready? Let's do it.
Well, this is a super honor because I remember being
sixth grade, obsessed with musical theater, and hearing our next guest sing I'd Rather Leave While I'm in Love with You, Jackman, and The Boy from Oz. I was so obsessed with Liza. I was so obsessed with her performance. And I still have my CD album that she signed at the stage door. She is a Tony winner. She is fantastic, and the album is gorgeous. Greeting cards have all been sent, but the Christmas rush has just started, and you need Stephanie J. Block's brand new holiday album to get you through these days. Stephanie J. Block, welcome.
Hello. First of all, 6 years old and The Boy from Oz?
I was 12 years old.
12.
I
Okay.
was in
Oh,
sixth
sixth
grade.
grade. There it is.
Sixth
I was
grade.
like, that content's pretty heavy for a
Yeah.
6-year-old. 12 makes more sense.
And I know that Jersey held and holds a near and dear place in your heart, and we're right here in the fifth grade classroom in North Bergen on lunch
Oh
to
my
talk to you.
gosh.
And what a joy and honor it is to have you here.
How incredible. Yeah, my daughter is a born and raised a little bit, a Jersey girl. She will always be a Jersey girl.
That's it. And now you coming from the West Coast, I
Yeah.
have so many students who are in love with you. I have Sophia
Oh.
Billings saw you in Into the Woods and came here and said, Stephanie J. Block is who I want to be when I grow up as an artist. When you were in California, at what age and stage did you know I'm doing this forever?
I kind of knew really early. I knew that I had a big voice. I didn't know what that voice was going to do. I just knew that it kind of made people sit up a little taller and get this expression of, where's that noise coming from? And so I felt like, and that happened at about 7 or 8. And then I started taking voice lessons privately when I was 11. That voice teacher, who is in California, her name is Jill Goodsell, is still my primary teacher and mentor 40 some years later. But yeah, for a long time, don't laugh, I wanted to be a nun. And then it wasn't, and I thought, well, I could be a singing nun because I was raised in sort of this, in Catholicism, in a Catholic grade school, and my nuns were awesome. Like, they just were all about celebration of life and joy and connectivity and love thy fellow man type thing. And that to me was amazing. And, I can remember my principal, she had like a velvet painting of John Wayne and Elvis behind her desk, and she would play the guitar. And I just thought, who is cooler than Sister Sarah? I want to be Sister Sarah. And then it wasn't until I got the performing itch, the non-secular performing itch. And that happened about 11 or 12. And then that was it. It wasn't, I didn't catch the bug. Like, it was over. That's what I wanted to do.
I kind of understand. I mean, I'm a good little Italian, Irish Catholic boy.
Oh,
and,
wow.
My grandmother, like, we had the Last Supper in velvet everywhere in my house. So I get it.
Yeah.
The move to New York and the idea to come here, was that something that you were just dying to do? Was it scary?
All of the above. So I did it. There was a 2-part answer to your question. So I had originated at Disneyland. I was like I was the first singing, dancing Belle on the main stage. That was in, I don't even know, I think I was 19 or 20 years old. Our director and choreographer, Rob Roth and Matt West, were the ones that were then going to take it to Broadway and kind of recreate this little 23-minute Beauty and the Beast that we had at Disneyland, obviously expand it and make it a full-blown musical. And that was Disney Theatrical's first go, was Beauty and the Beast. So I auditioned in LA. I was flown out to New York. It got down to Susan Egan, myself, and a gal by the name of Kim Huber, who I know really well. And so that was my first kind of introduction going to New York. While I was there during that audition process, I saw The Who's Tommy. I saw A Kiss of the Spider Woman, and I saw Crazy for You. And those 3 shows being so different, but so remarkable, that I sat there in awe and went, oh, I have to be here. Like, I have to make theater that looks like that original content. Okay, so a couple of years pass. I'm still at Disneyland. I'm still like making my living through amusement parks and dinner theaters and community theaters. But I am being flown out every now and again for final callbacks in New York City. So I knew that I was getting close to something. And then at the age of 22, I was doing Will Rogers Follies in Branson, Missouri. It was a non-equity presentation with Troika, and we were doing 12 shows a week. And one of the Will Rogers girls, I know, 12 shows a week, full shows. And one of the gals, her name was Kelly, she and I looked at each other and said, we're going to do it. We're going to move to New York. So I moved to New York with this, of course, tons of expectations, but also a little bit of knowing what my limitations were. And it wasn't necessarily in the vein of, oh gosh, I don't have an agent, or oh gosh, I'm not in the union. Those were all true to a certain extent, but I was willing to do the work. But I didn't realize what your spirit had to be, like how fortified you need to be as a human to take that all on. So a lot of events happened that just kept knocking me off my center. And after about 9 months, I thought, I'm not made for this. I'm intimidated by the city, by the competition. I'm losing my sense of self. I'm losing my excitement in this art. And so I went back home. And that trip back home, again, wasn't about, I need a heftier resume. I need, all of the business aspects to fall in line. It was, I need to figure out who I am, that no matter what happens, I am not knocked off my access, because I know what makes me special. The voice was getting dimmer and dimmer and dimmer, but somewhere that flame was still there going, what you offer is what nobody else can offer, and you need to lean into that. So I was finding myself in New York at every audition, sort of shape-shifting as to what I thought they wanted me to be behind the table, all of the decision makers. And with every shape shift, I just was losing my ground. I was losing my footing. So that's when I came back home. And I stayed maybe too long, if we want to put that in air quotes or however want to define that. But it was really, I know everybody hears it's all about timing, but kind of it is. And it wasn't until a very random phone call from Stephen Schwartz, and he was in Los Angeles developing a new musical, and he had gone to dinner with a handful of his pals that were out on the West Coast, and he was talking about this thing that he was developing, and a type of voice and a type of person that he was looking for, just to kind of sing through some of the songs and present them to Universal Pictures. And apparently, like 4 out of the 5 friends that he was with said, oh, that sounds like Stephanie Block. That sounds like Stephanie Block. She might be great. And with that sort of dinner recommendation came the phone call, which started the journey and my relationship with Wicked. And then I moved back to New York with that project. I know, random and wild, but all the while you go, it's not random. I had worked from when I was 12 until I was 27. It took me 19 years to get to Broadway.
There's the green lady herself. 19 years and just about get to Broadway.
Yeah.
Talking about this show, not on my introduction.
Yeah.
And what a journey to Broadway it was and is. We have a couple memory lane photos before we talk about holidays. We have mysteries, and I love the 9 to 5.
Oh my gosh, what an experience that was. I loved every second.
And Anything Goes.
Yeah.
And of course, the Tony winning performance in Cher. You are no stranger to taking on a diva and bringing them to life. If it's Cher, if it's Liza, if it's working with Dolly in 9 to 5, iconic performers. When you're around these kind of performers, and now as a recording artist, do you see any through line to what they've shown you about their career? What is there a trick? Is it their authenticity? Is it their talent? All of the above?
I think authenticity, yes. I think resilience, and I think strength. So, Cher always used to say there were a whole lot of setbacks and no's and betrayals in her life, and she calls herself a bumper car. So she'll hit the wall and just bounce right back and then find another direction. I think Dolly similarly, and it was interesting because even though Dolly was part of our process far more than what Cher was. My time with Dolly was very much about the project at hand and eating her delicious peanut butter fudge and talking about certain things. You know, she's on my first album, my debut album, This Place I Know. We do a duet, and everything was about talking about what we were creating in the moment. But in doing homework on her and watching her documentary and learning about her life, yeah, I do see similarities. Cher, I got the great privilege of getting to know a little more because the story of the Cher Show was obviously about her life. We got to dig deep about her triumphs, her tragedies, her all of the things that we think we know about Cher, and then you dig a little deeper and you go, oh my gosh, that is such a human, tender hurt that she's allowing us to portray. But there is a through line between Liza and Cher and Dolly, and that is, like you said, authenticity. They are all singular voices. Nobody. And in saying yes to take on these divas, I'm using your own words, I always knew that there was never going to be like a true representation of them, because I think it was Judy Garland who said, you know, why be a second rate of someone else when you can be the first rate of you? So I knew I was never going to be Liza Minnelli or be Cher, you know, there's only one. But if I could find similarities within myself that was a mirror and a window to all of these women, then I thought that I could do justice in telling their story and also infuse a lot of who I am and what we share in our personalities.
Well, you didn't just do them justice. I mean,
Aw.
and now Cher and you both have holiday albums this
I
year.
mean, can you believe it? I had no idea this was coming. You know, I think one of the last times we spoke with each other was via text, and she loves her emojis, right? We all know she loves her emojis if you follow her on Twitter or whatever. So it was a lot of emojis, and then a little bit of silence in between. And then I'm paraphrasing, but it was something like, we will be bonded forever, or our bond is forever. And I was like, oh my God, this is me now being Cher. When the Christmas album came out this year, I was like, well, there it is. There's our bond. We're going to keep. So I'm praying to goodness. Me too. I have my little album here. Hers is sensational and so like just dripping of who she is and what her musical sensibility is. And it's very different than mine. But I was like, holy cow, who would have thought that we'd both release albums on the very same year? Is this her first Christmas album too?
Yes. It's her first Christmas album.
Right. So in 50 years, she decides to do an album on the same season I do.
Well, your album is stunning. It is a beautiful cross between the secular, the non-secular, the religious, the classics, the originals. It's streaming wherever music is heard. Club 44 does beautiful work. What a great team.
Thank you.
And this is very personal because not only is there a beautiful duet with your husband, who is no slouch, Rent, Wicked, Madam Secretary, superstar.
Yeah, he's done enough.
He's been out there working. And your daughter.
I know. And she, Robert, she took it so beautifully, the responsibility. First of all, she looked at it as a gift. She was super excited to share the song, the album. She calls it our album, with Mama. But then when I told her what she was going to be doing, she was so diligent about like writing out her lyrics, memorizing her lyrics, knowing when to come in. And she recorded her part first, and then I did mine. We were in Nashville at the time. And so, you know, just to be 8 and walk into a recording studio in a state that she had never been, right? In a space that she had never been, doing something for the first time. She was so filled with grace and sweetness. And I will say this, though, once she was done, she looked at my husband and said, Daddy, can we go outside? And he's like, yeah, we can. And she walked outside and she immediately burst into tears. So I think she was holding a lot of pressure, maybe a lot of what she thought my expectation was going to be, an expectation for herself. And so once she had done it and everybody had said, great job, you did it, then she was able to like release this pressure cooker and just sob. It was, as a mom, it broke my heart, but also I just swept her up and said, you did a great job. I could feel all of those little emotions inside your spirit when you were recording. And I bet you all of the listeners will also feel in that, in your very sweet, innocent, tender voice, that there's something, percolating underneath. And that was all of your sweet, sweet emotions. So yes, it is very personal to me.
Well, the album is from Oh Holy Night, which is so gorgeous. The arrangement is gorgeous.
Thank you. Thank you.
Merry Christmas, Darling, Winter White, songs and then again, originals.
Right.
Something that me and my partner Darius have done is that we make Spotify playlists of songs that remind us of each other. And we just put them in there together. And we made a Christmas one. And I just added When You Hold Me in Your Arms, It's Christmas, to the playlist because the lyric of that song is so tender. And the duet of you both, you could just feel love and warmth. It's beautiful.
That was written by Wayne Hahn, who's also one of the major producers and arrangers on the whole album, but he wrote that with David Zippel. And David Zippel, as you know, is a prolific composer and lyricist in the musical theater world. So he really understood that language. It was supposed to be just a solo, right? It was just supposed to be me. And I said, with these lyrics, I think it could be a great duet. And so we had to futz a little bit with keys as to what sat right with Sebastian and myself. And then when I got into the studio, I was like, do you guys mind if we just ad lib a little bit? I am such a Christmas, you can blank this out, a Christmas whore. I love it so much. I celebrate it like all year round. I have an entire storage unit filled with decorations. Like I've loved it my whole life. And I think if we have this patter in the front of the song and even in the body of the song, it's going to be a little like hearkening back to Steve and Edie or any of these two like married personalities where the chemistry, you can feel it right away. So nothing was written on the page. I just went in there and started chatting. We had different versions of what the conversation would look like. And then Seb walked into the booth and started responding in a very normal marital, conversational way. And I was like, well, this really works. It's like it was always written to be that way.
It's so cute. From the second it starts, it's just because it's, again, that word, authentic. It's just real.
It's us. Yeah, thank you.
It's so cute. Well, you say you're a Christmas whore, freak. How did you whittle this down so that you must have had a list of Christmas songs?
I did. I had a list of Christmas songs. So then once I started to find my favorites, right? And the list was long. It was probably songs like we were hitting 30 different tracks. We knew that wasn't going to be possible. Then I started to look up how many different recording artists have done these different songs. So that started to shave away some of my favorites because obviously then they were other artists' favorites. Then there were just some that I thought, I bet you I could stay true to what people love, but give it enough of my own sort of spin or my own sort of warmth of my voice, which will lend something a little different to it. For example, I wanted to sing the Christmas song, which is a Mel Torme, right? Everybody knows it as chestnuts roasting on an open fire, but it's called the Christmas song. And again, that one I loved so much, but it was head to head with Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. And when I saw how many people had actually recorded the Christmas song and how few, although indelible with Judy Garland's voice in our head, but very few recorded it with the intro. Christmas future is far away. And I thought, golly, if I could do that, then that will satisfy me, who loves MGM, who loves Judy Garland, and maybe introduce kind of a new generation to the opener of that song. Well, that immediately went into that we have to record. And so it kind of went like that. That was the formula. I love this one. It's a similar ballad to this one. Let's do a little homework and see if we can add something new or see how many people have recorded it, and then we'll decide. Well, and that's how we came to this list. But don't get me wrong. Christmas album number 2 literally could happen anytime because our vision is clear now, both with myself and Club 44 and Wayne Hahn and Joel Lindsay and all these fabulous musicians that we found. I would love to get back into the studio. Not right away, but we certainly have a cornucopia of music that we could pull from.
Well, we're ready. We're ready for
Yeah.
when you're ready. You can stream Merry Christmas, Darling wherever music is heard. So have yourself a Merry Little Christmas, which is beautiful. Do you keep the Judy lyrics or did you change the lyrics when Sinatra?
I do both. I give you both. Yeah, I do muddle through, and then I also do the alternate, because you're right. There are camps. In fact, I think Broadway World did a review of the album and said something like, I would have given her 5 rainbows, but we had to do a half a rainbow because she didn't sing Muddle Through somehow and keep it authentic to Judy Garland. I was like, I gave you both.
Well, I've gotten a rainbow taken away for having lyrics on a stage before. It's okay. They do it.
Oh man, the way they take those rainbows away. Dang it.
I am so excited for anything and everything that you have up your sleeve for us, recording, stage, screen, and everything that you do. I wish everybody to go stream Merry Christmas, Darling, wherever
please
music is
do.
heard. Follow Stephanie on Instagram at Stephanie J. Block so you can keep up to date and up to speed on the next shows, the next events, the next recordings. And thank you for being such a light and giving such. You take time away from your daughter and your husband to give art to us. And I know that is a big sacrifice. And I want to say thank you.
Oh my gosh, it is my privilege. And I'm so grateful for this time. And wherever you are, Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and just find the joy in every day, my friends, every day.
Thank you so much, Ms. Block. How amazing is she? How wonderful is that? A strong, passionate woman for sure. You know, they reviewed my Christmas song. They gave me a great review and they took a rainbow away because it's a ballad instead of an up-tempo. Give us back those rainbows, Broadway World. I'm nervous about tomorrow. Another review comes out for the live show. My mom is here. Hi, Mama Rose. As Darius' Mama wrote, it's a family reunion. My sister-in-law, my brother. I'm back in front of the brick wall because Papa G is here. So my whole family, my people are all here. Hey, people. Thank you for checking it out. I hope you enjoyed all the Stephanie J. Block super fans out here, you blockheads. I hope you enjoyed our chat. I hope we added a little bit more conversation about not only her album, but also, thank you, Nan, Max, and Daisy's mom. We get all the rainbows. 5 rainbows for everybody. Hi, Mom. Thanks. And Christine says, wonderful conversation with Stephanie, and thanks to her for sharing so much with us. So versatile. She's a suburban entertainer, extraordinary artist. Best wishes for the Christmas album. You could stream the album wherever you want. Yes, I do have a Spotify playlist with Darius, and I did add that song after listening to the album. It's a beautiful album, and it's a great addition to the songs. Make your own playlist this season with a bunch of new music. And Straight No Chaser, y'all, has a brand new Christmas album. So there's the Pentatonics, right? Which we all know and love and we're fans of. And then there's the Straight No Chaser. Pentatonics has billions of streams. Straight No Chaser has billions of streams. Pentatonics skews a little poppy and fun and funky. And Straight No Chaser is more classic a cappella music, but both so great. So when I heard that they're on Christmas tour, now this was supposed to air last week, the day of their concert in New York City, and it's a week later. But their album and their tour continues into January. 2 of the original founding members, wait to hear that they were in Indiana in school doing a cappella music like everybody else in the world and made a record deal into billions of streams. I checked them out. Another lunch break. I keep a very busy lunch break at my shop with Straight No Chaser. Well, 'tis the season, and you know, this next group I have had the privilege of seeing. I saw them in Westbury Music Fair in the round. You know how hard it is to get an a cappella group to move in the round and redo their staging? As someone who's petrified of singing in harmony, I'm in awe of their albums. And when I think of them, you know, just like you, we all want to do. I'm ready. It's the holidays. So no matter if you're here with their brand new Christmas album that you could be streaming right now and tour, or if you're going to like the Bahamas, they have a yacht rock album for you too. No matter where you are, you need some Straight with No Chaser in your life. Jerome Collins, welcome to the show. Walter Chase, welcome to the show.
Honored to be here. Thank you for
How you
having
doing,
me.
Robert? Thank you.
I am so excited. Firstly, I have seen you both. You have been with this group, and you all sing your faces off.
Thank you.
Off.
Yeah,
So,
you're talking to a couple of OGs here. We're two of the four remaining original members left, so they're slowly falling off. We're still trying to keep it, baby. I still got that VO5 in here. Stay young, baby.
well, Walter, your voice is beautiful. Jerome, your voice, like you sing these covers, Stevie Wonder, and all of these, and you just are singing from up to low to high to every. You all are so musically inclined. It's amazing.
Thank
Well,
you.
thank you. That
I literally was reading your story, and I know your story because I remember exactly when you guys hit virally. Now over 1 billion streams, uh, millions of records sold out tours, top of the Polestar lists, and on the top 20 lists of concert tours. Do you ever look back and think, how the heck, what in the world happened? How did this all happen?
I
Walter.
mean, I think for me, I think it's just always every day that we're on our stage a pinch me moment. We look out, we see all these audience members. I tell the guys sometimes, take this all in. We can't believe that this many people, thousands of people, have first off heard of us. Second of all, bought a ticket to come see us, and third, stayed past intermission. So it's honestly a pinch yourselves every moment that we get to do this. We're truly blessed. But I think that everybody gets to see that this group is all about our camaraderie. How we get along on stage is exactly how we get on off the stage. We break that fourth wall. We invite you in. And I think that people feel a part of, they feel like they know us and know the story, but they don't really know us until they see us live. So for me, I it's definitely a blessing that I'm so surprised we're still living.
Walter, when you look back, and I'm sure you have concert dates coming up in Indiana, which must be bananas when you go back to Indiana. When you're in school, for people who don't know, you're in Indiana University. And if you don't know, why don't you know? Come on, you got to listen to the music. When you're in Indiana University, you create this group. You all put together an a cappella group like many schools do. How did it become the Indiana a cappella group to being world tour, millions of records sold, billion streams?
Yeah, it was by chance. We were, there's if you go to any college, any university, there's usually a couple of a cappella groups. In Indiana, there were a few there as well. We were one of them. So we were just, a group in college, and our time there after we graduated, we left the group there that still exists today. It goes by a different name called Another Round. But had recorded some videos of one of our bigger concerts, and we're all doing different stuff. Like Jerome ended up doing some stuff where he was playing. He was in The Lion King over in Asia. I was actually working in finance, doing like a little bit of like music, like moonlighting, and that was kind of like all of us. And then in 2007, one of the guys in our band had put up that concert that I talked about. It was back in 1998, and just for us to see, our 10-year anniversary was coming up, and we were looking to just have something where we can look back at our college days. And by chance, one of the videos went viral in 2007. It went nuts, and a lot of people saw that. One of the people was the CEO of Atlantic Records, and based off of that, he brought us in, and we did like an audition in the Atlantic offices, and he signed us to a record deal, and we ended up making 2 albums later that year. So we got our break by not really trying, which is my wife was beating the concrete in New York trying to be an actress, and I always think it's it's unbelievable how we were given this opportunity. And as Jerome was saying, like, we took that opportunity and ran with it. We worked as hard as we could to eventually quit our jobs, and now we've been a touring group with over a dozen albums that we've done in the past 15 years, and we hope to keep going with it. And we continue. Our newest tour right now is our tour called Slaying It. We always have some kind of metaphor, and so you know, we always are trying to bring something new. We have like 11 new songs in this particular set where, you know, we're not trying to rest in our laurels. We're trying to like continue to put stuff out there. So I don't know if that was the answer you were looking for.
It sure was. And as if you're listening to us and not watching us, sncmusic.com, straight no chaser sncmusic.com. And the album, which we're talking about, which the new album, which is out and about, you can stream wherever music is heard. It's right here. It's called Stocking Stuffer, and you can listen to it. It's got 8 tracks, covers, originals, brand new stuff. And I was joking because some people, you know, go away for the holidays, and I was thinking, you know, if you're in Florida, if you're going to the Bahamas, like I said, yeah, you know, the Yacht Rock album is the perfect beach album when you're getting out of the cold. Yacht on the rocks, and so no matter what, I mean, you guys are pretty synonymous.
Man, you're killing it for us. Look at this.
No, this is what, you know, you're pretty synonymous. I was joking about Africa with Yacht Rock, you know, the 12 Days of Christmas, talking about the viral video. Jerome, how do you build a tour after 12 plus albums? You have songs on your albums with Paul McCartney and Stevie Wonder. I mean, like, everyone is singing with these guys. How do you put together a set list so we get the things we love and we want you to do, and then also bring us something new that every year we return to see these shows?
Well, that's it. That's the thing. We go against the grain. You know, most people go with it. We just decide this is how we started. We started by singing the music that we wanted to do, that kind of moved the needle for us. And I think that everything is beautiful because it's all done in house. Most of these guys, you know, Walt is the main arranger of the group, but we have some other guys that they come to the table with these amazing songs. You just sit there. I'm asking them that question. How did you come up with this idea? But all I need to do is just take it home for you. Well, they give me the perfect pitch. I'm not going to knock it out the park. It's sort of still a phenomenon every day that I get to listen to and sing alongside these brilliant minds. These guys are coming up with these great songs. And look, I wouldn't sound good if I didn't have the stuff to be able to do it. And these guys are with it every time. So I think what it is we started this group because we were in a big choir and we were bored to death. We wanted to sing the music that we wanted to do. And we continue to do that things. We are pushing the envelope, doing songs that we want to do, and songs you may hear and know well, but we're going to put what is called our straight no chaser twist on it. We're going to change it up so that you don't know, wow, I didn't think that song could go, wow, okay, I appreciate that. You know, we have one in particular right now that Walt has arranged. It's called the Yellow Brick Road, and it is a showstopper, absolute showstopper. And you're wondering, you thought you've heard Yellow Brick Road. You've never heard a style or a version like this. So these guys they're on their game. They're the Rangers. They go home and they'll get some. And look, they'll throw ideas out there and say, "Hey, what do you think?" And maybe guys will come up with some good ideas. But they're taking it home and doing the homework and doing things. So when you come to our show, you're going to see this is literally grassroots. These guys are writing it, we're singing it, and hopefully you're digging it. You know, so that's
yes. Well, no, if you're in the New York area, like we are, the Beacon Theater, you got to be there on December 5th. It's the most gorgeous place. If you're in Boston, if you're in Connecticut, Eastern Pennsylvania, literally East Coast, then after Christmas to the West Coast and everywhere in between. And I'm sure you already have dates for next year lined up. Walter, when you are arranging this, because that was my question, who arranges this music? Where do you get the inspiration? Are you just driving in your car and you think, let's put these together? How do you come up with these ideas?
Sorry about that.
No worries. We're good.
It's live, baby.
So the inspiration for these arrangements comes from a lot of different places. Sometimes, you know, we, you know, myself or one of the guys in the group, might not be even one of the arrangers, will hear a song. We just kind of know our style. We know what has worked in the past. We know, you know, for example, when the Dua Lipa song came out, from the Barbie movie, the Dance of the Night. It's like it is a ready-made acapella song, and even more ready-made that I know that Jerome can sing that. You know, it's I joke that Jerome has sung more female songs than some female artists. It's just because he has this knack. Like Jerome can cover Adele, like on our albums, he's covered Adele, he's covered Beyonce, now he covers Dua Lipa. You know, it's just like he has the ability to sing R&B that can stand up. And so sometimes you just hear a song. The other times it's hearing an arrangement the arrangement that Jerome spoke of, the Goodbye Yellow Brick Road that I did, I heard an arrangement done by Sarah Bareilles 3 or 4 years ago. It was that she did live. It's on one of her live albums, and how haunting it was, and it immediately made me think of Voices, and I had, my wife actually had helped me, to see that that arrangement could work, and she's been pushing me to do it for a little while, so it took me a bit, but sometimes it's hearing a song and just knowing that it's gonna hit with our audience. Other times it's hearing an arrangement or feeling a style of a song. The Harry Styles song that came out, the As It Was song, one of our arrangers, Freedom, he mixed it up into kind of like a doo-wop feel, and it made it into our vocal style, a song that was super duper duper popular out there. Sometimes it's just, flipping it, like Rome said, like giving it our twist. So that's a little inside of how it works. And then we'll record all the voices. Like I have a Pro Tools file of me singing every part except for the bass and the drums. I send it to the guys and they say, all right, that works. And then from there, we'll go out and write it all down on using a music software, bring it to the group. We'll rehearse at home and we'll come together. We all know, we have our parts it says this is Walt's part. So I'll learn it and I'll come and then we'll all sing it together. We usually rehearse for about a week before our tours. So that's kind of how the sausage gets made for each one of our songs.
A week. I I had the worst summer of my life being in the barbershop quartet in the Music Man in Sharon, Connecticut as the baritone. You would fire me, Walter. I'd be fired in 1 minute. Vowel placement, we're all singing the same note at the same time. I'd be fired in a minute. And acapella music is very trendy. There are lots of people out here trying to do it. But when you see their show, there is no music. So there is no music at all. They are making the drum beats, they are making the bass beats, and you are putting on a high energy dance party. It's a party. People are having a blast. There is no instruments at all. Jerome, what is it like when you're all in the moment doing these parts and you see the audience on its feet, just to your voices? There's no beat except what you're making.
It's our moment as like the athlete when they say they get into a zone. It's our moment that when we're on that stage and you see how much the audience is engaged in what you're doing. It's almost like having a joystick and you're controlling them. You go left, they go left. You go right, they go right. You jump, they jump. It's just like I was saying earlier, everybody is part of the show. From however, if you're 8 years old to 80 years old, there is something for everybody in between. And if you don't find yourself having a smile at a moment in the show, or me, it's okay to we have some moments that nostalgic that make you sad. If we don't send you through some type of emotion, then this isn't the show for you. But I haven't heard that. The number one story that we hear from some of the manners, originally I was dragged to this, but now I love this. This is so cool. I didn't think, it's Sunday, there's football on, and I'm going to see an acapella show with 9 dudes singing. Yeah, it's a really tough sell. But when they get there, it's like, I'm so glad I did it, and I'll do it over and over again. The fact that we become people's traditions. We have families that have been coming for 10, 13 years, just like this is what we do for our holidays. You are our tradition. You are our Christmas gift to each other. I think that speaks volumes, and I think when people come see the show, they get what we're talking about. You are a part of this party. We're not just partying. Oh, we're going to party by ourselves if you're not into it. But hopefully you're invited and got to enjoy it with us.
Well, it is a part. Walter, I saw you guys a few years ago, like I said, in the Round in Long Island. It's not just like a group sitting there on risers singing. I mean, there was a ladder. There's choreography. There is movement. That was when you guys put on a stage show. A nerdy question: How do you all stay in pitch and tune and move around the stage? And you must have an amazing crew with you so that you hear each other and that you are able to give the audience the best experience.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much for saying that. We use in-ear monitors, so we have, it's all wireless with our microphones and with our in-ear packs. And we all are able to dial in our own mixes, so I can hear exactly on each song what's best. We sing to a click track, and we we have a choreographer. Her name is Jill Hillier, who is also an Indiana grad, which is where we all went to school, who comes out and she will build our choreography in a style that is appropriate not only for us as older gentlemen. I'll say older, but we're not too old, but older gentlemen. So we're not, Jerome obviously can fly over the stage. We got another guy named Steve that can fly all over the stage. But us as a group, it's it's a lot of doo-wop movement. It's a lot of stuff that you can sing your part full out, and the choreography is not second, but it's very attainable to sing your part at the same time. We're actually working on an arrangement right now. We're going to be dancing quite a bit more than we usually do. So, we've got over time, we've kind of learned how to make sure that we are singing properly, and then we can kind of dig into harder choreography as we go. I'm not a natural dancer.
For singers who move well.
That's a great way to say it. Yeah. And again,
Strong movers.
Jerome moves a little bit better than some of us, but I think the 15 years of practice has kind of helped us to mold into it.
Well, like I said, it's a great show. Jerome, you're a group of guys. You're all artists. You're all performers. You're all singers. How do you guys keep the camaraderie? I would be afraid that it's a very competitive. He has a solo. I'm just singing a baritone line. I want to be in the front. How do you all? What's the mindset that gets you all to be along with each other on the road, working together, and still be able to, have a good time and get along at the end of the day?
This is our livelihood. This is how we all get paid. But at first and foremost, before we did this, we were friends. So at the end of the day, we had that to rely on. We had our friendships that were so important to us, but not only just the friendship, the relationships that we built. We all know each other's. We're at each other's weddings. We've done. Know each other's children. So when you're doing something, not just making money, but having fun. So I guess the saying is, if you do what you love, you don't work a day in your life. So what do we have to complain about? We can go back and go do a 9-to-5 job in a cubicle, or go do nothing wrong with saying those things. Or, we can go back trying to grind and make it. This is a good place to be in. We get to spend a lot of time with our family. But again, we have been friends longer than most of these people have known anybody else in their lives. That's how long we've been together. So we know when we're brothers. So we know when guys need their moments. We know when guys are not feeling so hot. And so it's like we give each other the space and the things you need, but the support also. I think that's mainly. We all support each other no matter what. We have somebody's got something going on at home. Hey man, I'm here for you. I'm here to support you. How can I? I think in the music and the stage is our release. Man, if you can't be happy being up on stage performing in front of thousands of people every night, then there's nothing else that's going to move the needle for us. So I think for me, I've maintained and still love these guys as brothers, as literally brothers. They've been in my lives for over those guys almost nearly coming up on nearly 30 years we've known each other. So it's unbelievable, and to keep this camaraderie, this love going is so much important to me.
Here.
I can't tell you how much I love you all. I've been with you since your first album. I have the physical copies in my house right now. I recommend you go back and listen to the new album, Stocking Stuffer. Go all the way back to the beginning. They literally have a Christmas album through the years for you. You can get all your favorites. Special guests are on them. And then this new album, Christmas Night with You. Oh, I want to, get a glass of wine and have a moment together. People, what are you doing? And then get tickets to the show. Take them to see the show. Go to sncmusic.com and stream the music wherever music is heard. Thank you all for doing this. Thank you for making music that matters, that makes us smile. And I can't wait to see you all on the road this year and all the music that's to come.
Robert, thank you so much, man.
Thank you so much. God bless.
I love them. Yes, I love them. Back 100 years ago, their first album came out. Sam took me for Christmas to see them at Westbury Music Fair. I love them. Go see them. They're fantastic. They're so good. I love that. On the 5th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me. Do, 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 do. Yes, it sounds good, Christine. Walter and Jerome, incredible work that they're doing. Talented stars for sure. Yes, we love the Straight No Chasers. Yes, we love it. We love it. Babe, I found it. We bought ornaments for Darius's family in Detroit, and they were hidden underneath the dog bags. Like when you walk the dog, but they were clean, y'all. They were clean. Next week, this show was stupid. Next week, we will be back for our last show of 2023 with the one and only Caitlin Allen. Will be here to talk about all of his holiday plans. He's going to tell you about his hot takes on movies for the Christmas time, for his thoughts about 2024, and what he has up his sleeve, including a Netflix movie and a new album. And then Julie Banco, who's starring in Harmony on Broadway. She has a Christmas EP. We end the year with her. I look forward to an incredible week with you next week. Enjoy this week. I will be back next week on our regular night on Thursday. So don't go anywhere. I will be with you. What date is that? That is the 21st with bells on. Me, you, and me on the 21st. I agree. Let's spread some love, everybody. Spread love, spread love, spread love, spread love. As I said, as Christine mentions at the end of my show. To each and every one of you, if you want more information about me, like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel. Don't miss it every single week. Thanks, Mama Rose. I appreciate you so much. Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy holidays. Enjoy it. Happy Hanukkah. And I will see you next week for our last show of 2023 before we blast off into 2024. I thought of how we're going to end the show tonight. Well, my friend Jessica, my friend Mike's sister Jessica, sent me a clip of me singing "Oh Holy Night." And what's more appropriate and more important in this world to remember that sometimes we just need a little peace, a little love, a little compassion, and some grace, right? Spread some grace today. God bless you. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you again next week. Good night, everybody.